With so many subscription boxes out there, there's just literally not enough time in the day, the month, the week, nothing. I mean, I'd love to do nothing but sit here and do unboxings all day, but we do have to go to work from time to time, actually quite a bit. Maybe someday we won't have to. Something new for us, at least in terms of unboxing, is Comic of the Month Club. Now, we're certainly no strangers to comic books, especially Kendra. I just sit here in awe. She can basically go from A to Z, back and forth, and knows about all these different artists and this and that, and I'm just like... But that's her thing. She absolutely loves comics and graphic novels and anime and all that stuff, so it's right up her alley. Hey everybody, I'm Scott.
I'm Kendra.
Welcome to another Guru Review. There are a couple companies out there right now that have subscriptions for comic books, and they're all set up in different ways.
I think this is one of the first comic book subscriptions that I've seen where you actually get to pick which publisher you like, which series you like, so that's very cool.
Following in the footsteps of the pioneers over at Big Ol' Box of Stuff, it's another company that's literally giving you, the subscriber, a choice to truly take control of what your package is going to contain. It's a theme that's becoming more and more widespread, and I absolutely love it because it keeps you out of that cookie cutter mode,
yes, yeah.
Which we all fall into the rut. There's a lot of great boxes out there, but you know, sometimes cookie cutter's cool because I do like cookies. But other times I like to have something...
No salt and pepper shakers.
Yes, no salt and pepper shakers.
Yeah.
If they make one look like a comic book, that's it.
So whether you like vintage comics or current publishings, Comic of the Month Club is for you. We were both definitely really excited when they sent us the email asking us to sign up. Obviously Dad has his big old box of stuff, and I finally got my box of comics, so I'm really happy. So we're going to walk you through the sign-up process. So what's unique about the Comic of the Month Club is you actually get to rate Marvel and DC on a 1 to 10 scale. So you can kind of pick maybe if you don't like Marvel as much or if you like DC more. It kind of gives them a scale on what comics to send. And you do get to select series that interest you. So of the comics that they made available, I picked Batman, Birds of Prey, I believe, Captain America, Daredevil, Fantastic Four, Justice League, Punisher, Silver Surfer, I think, Spider-Man, Star Wars, Supergirl, Superman, Thor, Wolverine, and X-Men. But there was a ton more on the list for you to pick from. No Wonder Woman, obviously, but maybe they'll send me some Wonder Woman stuff. We're both definitely looking forward to getting into it to see what exactly they sent. It's going to be a big surprise. I'm so excited for our first month of Comic of the Month Club. So let's get into it. So first things first, on the realist. First things first, the bubble wrap. I definitely prefer this. Already, I can tell you right now, the boxes that we've received for comic books, they 9 out of 10 times they come to us damaged. I definitely think the bubble wrap is a much more secure delivery method. It feels more secure. Everything's like all nice and compact, and like, you know, I feel like this will travel much better because obviously our UPS guys hate us. So yeah.
It fit in the post office box perfectly.
Yeah. And our P.O. box, which...
Because it's literally that wide.
Yes. The address of our P.O. box will be below if you want to send us fan mail or... Yep.
I don't have any fans, but I love her.
Yeah.
I'm just that wacky dad. You got that there, killer?
Yes.
And, hey, watch the... Oh, good Lord. You're ready to cut your fingers off.
Yeah. Oh, and look at, they wrapped it all nice.
Very cool. So packaging so far...
Very nice.
Looks great.
So yes, this is nice. This is how Barnes and Nobles and, you know, companies like that.
Just wants to stick right there, so we're just gonna throw that over there.
This is how, you know, Barnes & Noble's Unbox a Million and things like that. This is how they send it. It's kind of, you know, cardboard and wrapped like this. So, we've got a little page here. Comic of the Month. Thank you for your subscription to Comic of the Month Club. We have customized this package just for you. This month's Comic of the Month is Batman number 457. That would be Tim Drake's first appearance as Robin. So that's cool. So we do get one comic, it sounds like, that everybody gets across the board. So that is cool. I do like that.
You get the Comic of the Month, plus you get what you had signed up for, or something in that wheelhouse, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
And looks like they have a list of improvements that are going to be coming. We have actually ordered our new packaging, so you'll be seeing it in April. So maybe they will be getting cardboard box packages, but I guess we'll see. They now offer 5 different boxes to appeal to a wide range of people. The least expensive box now starts at $9.99 a month, including shipping, so that's a great deal. Next month's improvements, we have gotten quite a few new books, so our preferences list will be updated and expanded. Remember, you can change your preferences on our website at any time, so I'm not sure if this is the, yes, this is the updated list. Yeah, it's excited! It's like a comic book care package.
Along for the ride, but I'm waiting for one little thing. That's what I wanted to hear. Okay, that's it. I'm good. Day one.
This is a lot of comics too.
As soon as I heard the, I knew we were okay. And of course, right up top,
if
it's not Wonder Woman, it's the other W.
I know.
Wolverine.
Very cool. Okay.
Very neat.
We've got Wolverine, and this is cool. It's got Spider-Man hanging from the corner. This is number 39. It's from 1989. I can't remember if I'm crazy or not, but I do believe that they had the option as well to pick which period you want, if you want vintage comics or modern comics. And I'm positive I picked vintage because I love the vintage comics. It's cool to see the old school stuff, so I did pick vintage. I got Wolverine.
Old school for some people, but.
I know.
Oh wow.
Yes, we're Wolverine and Ghost Rider. Oh, this is so cool. Number 64.
That would be an interesting fight
1990.
between the two of them. That would be interesting. I may actually have to take a look at that comic.
This is Just a Pilgrim, number 1 from Black Bull. This actually looks pretty cool. It's like a cowboy fighting zombies. It looks like the series is Garden of Eden. So that looks pretty cool. Looks like something Dad might like. And this looks cool.
Kind of crazy.
Walkie Talkie number 1. This looks interesting. I'm digging this.
It's like these crazy, weird people shooting them in the head. That kind of looks like Death Note to me. Yeah,
this looks cool. I'm interested. I'm intrigued. This is number 1 too, so that's cool. I'm not sure what the publisher is. It just like has this picture on the back and it says a Food Chain Production. So I guess that's the company. We've got Justice League America, number 66, September 1992. We got Superman, Batman, and we've got Thor.
Must be getting ready to introduce another person. They got the little cast of characters down the side here. That's neat.
Thor 618 and 619. So this looks like it's a bit more modern. I don't see the date anywhere. So yes, yeah. This looks like it'd be like early 2000s. Yeah. So that's cool. I always love Thor. There. And something I definitely wanted was Supergirl. So this is Supergirl and Team Luthor, number 1 from 1993.
See that? They just roped the girls in right there as teens. Supergirl as a teenager.
It says, world without a Superman. The future is now. So it's really cool. And this is why I love stuff like this, because We have comic book stores in the area, but to actually find stuff like this, kind of rare. Obviously, we can purchase stuff on eBay, but it's not the same. It doesn't have like that surprise factor that makes finding comic books and collecting them so cool. So, you know, I like this kind of stuff. And we got Captain America, number 303, March 1984.
Good old Cap.
Yeah, so it's cool. So yeah, we're looking at a lot of comics from the 80s, 70s, 80s, and 90s, which is very cool. They sent a nice assortment for the first month. We got a little bit of Marvel, a little bit of DC, some independent stuff. So that's really cool. I got my Wolverine right on top. So that's awesome.
Somebody was paying attention.
Yes. Yeah.
Because if it wasn't Wonder Woman, it was Wolverine. So they were right there. I liked it. I've gone on record before saying that I'm not as big of a comic book fan now as I was when I was a kid. It's just, you know, my taste moved into collectibles. I still like comic books. I mean, with stuff around, it's more about finding the time. Some of the graphic novels that she gets just look amazingly cool. My fear, I guess, is I kind of have an addictive personality, so I'll start and it'll be 12 hours later and I'll be into the graphic novel and nothing else would have gotten done.
Yeah. A lot of comics have moved to digital publishing nowadays, but there's definitely something that comes with, you know, having it in paper. The colors just are so much more vibrant. I definitely prefer this way of reading comics compared to digital. I mean, yeah, it's good for when you're on the go, but to actually like really appreciate comics, you really have to read them in paper copies.
Yeah, this brings me back to when I was a young lad. They did have electricity and running water back then, by the way. And we'd go to the barber shop and they had comic books there. And I'd sit, my dad and I would go down and we may be there for a while. And I'd read a bunch of comic books while we were waiting. And that was mostly where I was exposed to it. And then I had some at the house. But, you know, I've always been kind of a collectible kind of guy. So, but I think they're cool. I'm almost terrified to start reading them because next thing you know, it could be comics everywhere.
Yeah, it makes me nostalgic for a time period that I didn't even like live in, like, you know, the 1940s and 50s when you had Superman like on the news press. It's amazing.
Just want to go on record that I wasn't around in the 40s and 50s. Just saying.
Yeah.
We'll walk you through the process of going through your preferences and selecting your subscription type. I guess the only thing that I have to note myself was I did think that the 5 different subscriptions were great. They were trying to basically be all things to all people, which is cool because not everybody has the budget for every price point. So it's nice to have an economy thing. And at the top of every one, it was the Down and the Dirty, which is basically what that subscription was in about 2 lines or less. Very cool. Thorough detail below. I would personally like a comparison chart at the end. I'm sure they thought about it. That was just my thought. Is something where you can have everything on one page. Maybe you have to make it smaller print. People like me have to get the squinters out, second pair of eyes. But you can actually see everything all together. That and the hyperlinks in the descriptions that say preferences and subscribe. The subscribe goes to the 404 error, but the big subscribe button works. And this is cool, and anytime I can get one shrill of happiness from her, I'm great. To get 2 or more is just another one of those classic.
I know. Yeah, I think that would be my only feedback is the chart. Just, it makes it a little bit easier to try to find where your price point is and, what exactly you're getting. Okay, so I actually got a quick chance to look over this comic. I couldn't wait to read it, open it up. The first thing that actually hit me was the smell. It just has this smell of
It's different. It's weird. It's not a bad weird. It's an I don't know weird.
It's so good to me.
It's not one of those here. Does this taste bad to you? It's not one of the...
It's just the smell of like library books. It smells like a library book or something. It's like a homey smell that if you bought something new, it's that's why I love vintage books. I actually think this is cool. It's definitely my style. It's very grungy, 90s. It's all like ink drawings and everything. It was printed by Small Publishers Co-op in Sarasota, Florida, which is actually only about an hour and a half away from us. So it's really cool. I didn't even know they had publishing stuff going on there. But yeah, this looks like it's from 2000. I really like the art style. And it looks like it's by Nate Powell. So I'm definitely gonna check out more of his work. And that's another thing that I love about this kind of stuff, is it really does show you like new and like weird, cool, interesting things. And we do have the option of changing our preferences whenever we want, so I may change them. I may kind of do more of the independent comics, because you do have that option of independent stuff. So yeah, very cool. So we're gonna do a quick breakdown of the price points for the 5 different boxes and just kind of what they each encompass.
All right, so first up, we've got the Comic of the Month Club, the Classic Edition.
Only $14.99 a month. Yay!
So here's what I like about it. Here's where it talks about, I said earlier, about the quick and the dirty. So right up top, it gives you the price point, shipping and handling to anywhere in the continental United States, and just a couple line brief description saying, hey, so they get 8 to 9 personally curated comics from their preferences. So they're going to get 8 or 9 of them, $14.99, $5 shipping. And again, it just rehashes where we're talking about Marvel, DC, and independent publishers like Vertigo, Image, Chaos, and more. All the way back from the Silver Age to the Modern Age. And you may even get the Comic of the Month in your box.
Okay, so it looks like that's what we saw on the little newsletter. So it looks like this was Batman that came this month.
Next up, we move to the Comic of the Month Collector's Edition.
Only $21.99 a month, plus $5 shipping.
This is probably what you were talking about, because right there it has, do you love vintage comic books? What about vintage age collectible books?
Yay!
The Comic of the Month Club Collector's Edition is for you. Much like the Classic Edition, subscribers will receive 8 personally curated back issues every month. Just make sure you fill out your preferences page after subscribing.
I think
Classic.
This is what we signed up for. I'm not sure how, but I know somewhere along the line I picked for vintage comics, so it must be this box. I think so. Maybe not.
So basically what it looks like is that in addition to the regular Comic of the Month Club, the Collector's Edition comes with an awesome collectible comic each month. So the Collector's Edition includes everything the basic does, but you also get a highly collectible book each month, valued at least $10, and heck, you might even get something that's really collectible. Next up is Comic of the Month Collector's Edition times 2.
Only $28.49 a month, plus $5 shipping.
So in this, it looks like what you're going to get is you're going to go from 8 back issues down to 7, but what they're doing then is they're going to include not 1, but 2 collectibles each month. So you're giving up a regular back issue, but you're getting 2 collectibles out of it, which is pretty cool. All right, and then if you're on a budget, of course, they got the Comic of the Month Cost-Effective Edition.
Only $4.99 a month, plus $5 shipping.
So this is perfect for any comic fan who really may be on a tight budget. Whether you're on a budget 1 month or every month, this is a perfect subscription for any comic book fan. So the box is randomized, but at least what they're trying to do is they're sending them in sequential issues so that you can really get that maximum reading pleasure. Like we always talk about, I'd hate to get issue number 4 and then completely drop off the story. Since these aren't really considered collectible, they're not going to really be bagged or boarded. They're really more for reading, but at the dollar amount, it makes sense. For $9.99 with shipping. To note, independent publishers may have more adult material in their comics compared to Marvel and DC. So even though they don't have something that's specifically approved for kids, this box would not be the one. So you may want to spend at least the first level, which I believe was the $14.99, because you could end up getting something like, oh, I don't know, the embarrassing adult moment. Okay, and then of course they've got the Comic of the Month Current Edition.
$17.99 per month with $5 shipping.
So you're still getting 8 to 9 personally curated back issues, but in addition to that, the subscribers up to the current edition will get one awesome new comic each month. They're going to pick what they feel is the best book for the month, and they're going to send it along. And they're also going to leave a note, at least telling you why they picked the book, which is a great way to learn about new stories you might be interested in, which is cool. Rather than just saying, here's some random comic, at least they're going to give you an explanation as to why they thought it would be good for you. So I'm assuming perhaps they're picking it based on your preferences, or maybe they're trying to get you out of your preferences and expand your reading. So, now looking at them and taking the time to read each of the different subscriptions, I'm okay with them not being all on one page because they are similar, but they're not. I mean, it'd be nice to have all 5 of them on a single sheet, but really, I do get it.
Yep. So whether you want the $5.99 box or the $28.95 box, smash that subscribe button and be sure to click ours too.
So on that note, we want to thank everybody for taking the time to watch. Please like, subscribe,
Comment below.
and share with your friends.
Until next time, stay weird. Bye.